full of people, you can feel completely alone. Even with good friends and family, sometimes it just kind of sets in, which sounds really depressing, but in the aria, he at least makes it sound very pretty. So the name of the aria is called Lonely House from Street Scene.
At night, when everything is quiet, this old house seems to breathe a sigh. Sometimes I hear a neighbor snoring. Sometimes I hear a baby cry. Sometimes I hear a staircase creaking. Sometimes a distant telephone. Then the quiet settles down again. The house and I are all alone. Lonely house, lonely me. Funny, with so many neighbors, how lonely it can be. Oh, lonely street, lonely town. Funny, you can be so lonely with all these folks around. I guess there must be something I don't comprehend. Sparrows have companions, even stray dogs find a friend. The night for me is not romantic. Unhook the stars and take them down. I'm lonely in this lonely house. In this lonely town.
So opera and musical theater both tell beautiful stories through singing. So I'm curious, what do you think the most important body part is for a singer, though? What do you think, Dana? Your vocal cords are super important, but there's actually something that's even more important than that. I hear people saying diaphragms and lungs. It's like you know that the next slide is a beautiful pair of lungs. We're going for visual appeal as well as beautiful music. So, for singers, super, super important. Opera singers typically don't use microphones. We use our lungs and our diaphragms to power our voice all the way to the back of really, really giant rooms. So, our lungs are super important. I'm going to be demonstrating that in our next song. So this is another piece that will probably sound very, very familiar to you. It's called O mio babbino caro. And in this piece, sweet little Lauretta has decided to tell her father if he does not let her marry the man that she would like to marry, she's going to jump off a bridge. Completely reasonable reaction if you have raised a teenager. Lauretta's about 16, so This is O mio babino caro. So opera has a story that goes with it. Opera requires a lot of lung power to do. Another thing that opera has an awful lot of is high notes. And somebody else who has and there's all sorts of different types of voice types. So I am a lyric soprano. Miguel is a tenor. Rabuel, who was up earlier, is a mezzo-soprano, so she sings a little lower. And Stevie and Cynthia are what we call coloratura sopranos. So coloratura, it's all the stuff that moves really, really fast, and then it's really, really high. So on my little slide up there, most of my music lives on the lines. Most of Cynthia's music lives on the lines above the lines. So Cynthia is going to come up and sing a fantastic piece called The Doll Song, and it has lots and lots of high notes. So come on up.
Okay, so this aria is from a French opera by Offenbach called The Tales of Hoffmann. And it's through the opera acts, it talks about different loves of his life. And the first act is Olympia. And she's a mechanical doll, so he falls in love with her, but he has these special glasses, so he thinks she's human. So until they break, and then he realizes that he was in love with a mechanical doll. So, and then it goes on to the different loves of his life, but through the opera. So here it is Les Oiseaux dans la Charmille. Enjoy.
Les oiseaux dans la charmille
Plus, sometimes you have to have special guests come and help you sing, because that's what happens. So Cynthia gave us a little preview, but another thing that is super important for opera singers to do, we have to be really good actors. We're often singing in
Hello, like she said earlier, my character's name is Oscar, and this aria is called. So he comes to me and asks me what costume he's wearing so that he can harm him. Well, that's not very advantageous to me, because I like getting paid. So instead of telling him what costume my boss is wearing, I decide to mess with him a bit. So here's that.
the nicest way of, that's like the prettiest way of telling someone you're not going to help them. It works. So we've done some solos. We had one duet in the beginning. Opera is full of different ensembles where singers are singing together instead of just on their own. And in these ensembles is where a lot of plot development happens. Arias often, we've got kind of one emotion. Our solos, we've got one emotion. We're telling you what we're feeling. Whereas in the duets and the trios and in the ensembles, all sorts of plot things happen. So in this duet from Così fan tutte, my sister, Dorabella, and I, Fiordiligi, our boyfriends have gone off to war, and so we're very sad. But there's these new cute guys in the house who are, as a sidebar, our boyfriends in disguise. They did the Clark Kent Superman thing. They took off their glasses and were like, I've never seen you before. So in this moment, our boyfriends, who we don't know who are our boyfriends, are trying to get us to cheat on opera's messy. Anytime somebody tells me opera's boring, it's like, you have never read the Wikipedia summary, ever. So our boyfriends have gone off to war, but these new cute guys that we don't realize are our boyfriends in disguise, they're flirting with us, and we're not gonna do it, we're not gonna do it, we're not gonna cheat on our boyfriends, except for our boyfriends have been gone for a really long time, like 20 minutes. Maybe a third of an act even. So we sing this little duet to figure out which of the new boys we're going to flirt with. We will be in trouble, exactly. scheming sisters. At the end of that opera, they figure out that their boyfriends were, everybody's happy at the end, but it takes us like 3 hours to get there. It's a lot of running around with mustaches. It's very confusing. Who is next? A fun fact of concert production is that when you build the set list, you immediately forget it. You have no idea what's happening. Okay, opera plots 97% of the time are about love. We love love in opera. We love big, loud, crazy, impractical love, like the love that Tamino is gonna sing about. So Miguel, come up and tell us about Tamino's big love. Poor Tamino.
So this big love that she's talking about, it's love at first sight. And,
Literally.
right?
Saw a picture.
Literally.
Never met the girl.
Yeah, dies Bildnis ist bezaubernd schön. This picture is beautiful, enchanting, lovely. He sees a picture of a beautiful princess named Pamina, and instantly he falls in love, which sounds really crazy. But in the age of social media, where you're just one like away from falling in love with somebody, is it really that crazy though? So I think Mozart was a little progressive for his time, yeah? So here we are.
Dies Bildnis ist bezaubernd schön, wie noch ein Auge je gesehen. Ich fühle es, wie dies Götterbild mein Herz mit neuer Regung füllt. Mein Herz mit neuer Regung füllt. Dies etwas kann ich zwar nicht nennen, doch fühl ich hier wie Feuer brennen. Soll die Empfindung Liebe sein, soll die Empfindung Liebe sein. Ja, die Liebe ist allein. Die Liebe ist allein. Oh, wenn ich sie nur finden könnte, oh, wenn sie doch schon vor mir stände, ich würde warm und rein, was würde ich? Ich würde sie sollen zügen an diesen heißen Busen drücken und ewig wäre sie dann mein und ewig wäre sie dann mein und ewig wäre sie dann
Love is beautiful, and sometimes love requires you and your best friend to scheme against your cheating husband. So in this duet, the Countess has realized, as Cynthia comes up, she is our beautiful Countess, that her husband is trying to cheat on her with her maid. Not okay, not cool, but we're besties, and so we have decided instead that we're going to trick him. And the way we're going to do this is the Countess is going to dictate a letter that I'm going to send to the Count so that we can trap him in his nonsense. We do catch him cheating in the end, and all of Act 4 is him just doing a beautiful apology tour that he forgets by the third opera, but that's fine. That's why we get a sequel. So this next duet combines kind of all of the things that we've been talking about. It combines, you have to have excellent lungs to be Rodolfo and Mimi. You have to act. It's definitely a love story. It's a beautiful, beautiful love story. And you get to sing all the pretty high notes. So Stevie and Miguel are going to come up and sing an absolutely beautiful duet from La Boheme. And they have just met for the first time. Opera is full of people falling in love within 3 bars of the music when they're on stage. And these two are no different. So Mimi lied about needing a light for her candle, and Rodolfo absolutely couldn't find his candle lighter. And so instead they fall in love, like you do. Come sing a pretty love song.
She did all the talking.
Yes. O suave fanciulla, o dolce viso de vita circonfus alba lunar, in terra viso il sogno che ho sarebbe così dolce restar qui, c'è freddo fuori.
Mi starò vicino,
E al ritorno
curioso.
Dammi il braccio, mi avvicina,
Obbedisco, Signor.
che m'ammi di.
Io t'amo.
Okay, so we've been doing a lot of singing, and none of you have been singing yet, and that's kind of rude, if I'm honest. So now it's your turn. It's really easy, I promise. So repeat after me. Prends garde à toi. Prends garde à toi. Prends garde à toi. Excellent. Now you all speak French. Great work. All right, so now we're going to add notes to it. Prends garde à toi. Now you. Prends garde à toi. One more time. Prends garde à toi. So possibly the most famous opera, I think, out of all the operas, is Carmen, which tells the tale of an absolutely feisty, fabulous young woman living her best life, flirting with boys, causing fights at work. She's really messy and has the most fun. And so this is her first number in the show, and she comes out and she sings to everybody. But Prends garde à toi is protect your heart, because even though she flirts a lot, she knows that boys suck. They just do. So I will cue you for our Prends garde à toi, because we are now the chorus of cigarette girls and soldiers. Choose your side. You can be a cigarette girl or a soldier. Up to you. So Carmen, come on up and sing this beautiful aria, and I'll help the people with their part of it. I have music on my phone, not Angry Birds, and so I cue you correctly. one. Prends garde à toi.
Mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi.
You did really well with the first verse. We got another verse. Do it.
L'oiseau que tu croyais si prendre, banni de l'aile s'envola. L'amour est loin, tu peux le tendre, tu peux le tendre, il est là. Tout vite, vite, il vient, s'en va, puis il revient. Et crois vite, vite, tu crois vite, il te tient. L'amour est enfant de bohème, il n'a jamais,
3,
jamais connu
2,
des lois.
1.
Si tu m'aimes, moi je t'aime. Si
3,
je me
2, 1. Prends garde à toi.
Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si
3,
tu
2,
m'aimes pas,
1. Prends garde à toi.
mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi.
L'amour est enfant de poème, il n'a jamais, jamais connu les lois. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. 3, 2, 1. Prends garde à toi.
Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu
3,
ne
2,
m'aimes pas, je
1. Prends garde à toi.
mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi.
You're all hired. You're all hired. You're up, because we have one more number, but you're up first.
Very good. Thank you all for coming this evening. I think we have one more piece. Can we give a big round of applause for our Opera on Tap? It's so fascinating just to see each voice is so different. It's all opera, but each one of you has such unique and different gifts, and it's such an amazing thing. And how fun was it to be able to kind of like sing as part of the choir? That was amazing. That felt like really cool. So thank you for that. I think we've learned a lot about opera. I learned what a coloratura is. So I'm just going to call you coloratura. What's that? There's a test?
Yeah.
Okay. We would love for you to support the Opera on Tap with offerings. We have an offering basket in the lobby as you go. It's a free will offering, but we'd love for you to support that because musicians, they need to get paid. They need to eat just like the rest of us. And it's been a really hard year for the arts, hard 2 years, right, for the arts world in Las Vegas. So please support them as you go forth. And
We have our finale. We have one more.
do we get to sing? No.
Yes, actually.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. It has been an absolute treat. We have missed performing live. It has been a very, very, very long few years, and it's been a real treat for us all to be able to get together and perform for you. So thank you so much for being here and for supporting us and for having us. Thank you, Megan, for reaching out and inviting us. Thank you to the whole team for all the support. This was delightful. So we have a tradition at Opera on Tap, Las Vegas, where we end every show with the Brindisi from La Traviata. Brindisi is a fancy word for drinking song. So if you're a child, if you are under 21, you are drinking apple juice, end of story. If you are over 21, you do you. We're not here to judge. So in this happy little drinking song, it's a big party. It's one of the biggest parties in all of opera. And the melody is super familiar, and feel free to join in on La or the Italian if you happen to know it and want to pull it up off of IMSLP. So we are Opera on Tap Las Vegas. It's been a real treat, and this is our finale.
poiché quell'occhio al cuore onnipotente va. Liviamo, amore, amore tra i calici più magicali avrà. La tazza e canta che il mondo te bella e riso in questo paradiso ne scopra il nuovo il dì. La vita nel tripudio con i sami ancora non dite che destin così godiamo la tazza il cantico il mondo te bella e riso in questo paradiso ne scopra il nuovo dì. Ne scopra il dì.
Thank you, everybody, so much for sharing your evening. It's been an absolute treat to sing for you all. If you have questions or you want to say hi, thank you, Shane. We can't do anything without our brilliant accompanist. But we're here and we love talking. So if you have questions or comments or whatever, we'd love to chat. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us.
We're taking